Okay, welcome. I'm doing something a little different on the YouTube video today. Got a little bit more like what I do over on Facebook. And just want to take a look at some industries. We may dive into some individual stocks, but want to take a look at some of the industries that are moving up today. And if you just kind of scroll down, I'm going to come back up here and we'll look at a few of these individually. But if you scroll down, you see a lot of green, a lot of price movement higher throughout. This is the Investors Business Daily, 197 industry groups. So it's a little bit interesting. We could start with the ones that are not rising today, which is some of the computer-related industries are kind of down a little bit. Solar energy, that's been a big play. Here, we can click on that group and just take a look at it real quick. It's down today. Not seeing that down and out for the count at all, because the general feeling has been with the new administration in Washington, we will see policies going forward that could be more favorable to solar energy and alternative energy in general. Let's see here, computer security. Well, obviously that's not going to ever go away. Probably just looking at this a little bit in the short term here, semiconductors. Hey, I got news for all these investors. These, this is funny. Alcoholic beverages down. Now, nobody's going to want to drink anymore after they get that vaccine, and they're watching the news from the new administration, and they're going to have their legal cannabis as well. So they're not going to want to drink anymore. I'm joking. Okay. Let's see here. We have, retail, internet, but we can see what's driving that one, right? That's Amazon, Alibaba, eBay, some of these big online-based retailers that obviously have been doing really well throughout the pandemic. And, maybe a little thought, will people want to get out and shop in person more once they have a vaccine, once they feel safer? I'll get to that in a minute. The answer, at least as far as institutional investors are concerned today, the answer to that is yes, people will want to get out a little more. These habits are not gone. And, the idea of online shopping, my gosh, that's been building up for 20 years. So it's taking share away from in person, what they used to call brick and mortar retail. I guess people still use that term. It's sounds a little antiquated to me at this point. But will people stop shopping at Amazon, Alibaba, Mercado Libre? That's a big online marketplace. Pinduoduo, same thing. Some overseas online marketplaces, eBay, Chewy, Etsy. No. Nobody's going to stop shopping at those places. Okay, so these are some of the ones trading lower today. I think that's just a little bit of a reaction. Let's go back up to some of these that are doing really well today. Now, you may wonder, why is oil and gas exploration up today? What the heck? What has that got to do with anything? Well, one thing is, think about this, a lot of the oil and gas usage, we tend, as consumers, we tend to think about it as the gas you put in your car. No. A lot of this energy is used in commercial and industrial applications. So obviously, if we're seeing these lockdowns end, or maybe not even technical lockdowns, just people, businesses running at much lower capacity than they were prior to March of this year, sure, you very well stand to see more energy usage from commercial sectors. Oh, and guess what? Not just in the U.S., but worldwide. Okay, so that's the reason. That's one of the reasons. There's a few other reasons. A little bit of weakness on the dollar is contributing to some of this. But there are some reasons. Okay, leisure travel. Well, now does that need any explanation after Pfizer's announcement of their successful vaccine trials? No, I don't think that needs any explanation. Let's see who's in this. Booking, Trip.com, Expedia, TripAdvisor, right? Trivago, that creepy Trivago guy from the commercials. I don't know if they've still been doing commercials doing that during the pandemic. I haven't seen him in a long time, so I've been okay because I think that guy's kind of creepy. Okay, so these are some of the companies. More oil and gas. Airlines. Okay, again, sort of goes, does not need an explanation. This one's a little funny to me. Department stores. And if you go over here, you've got Kohl's, Nordstrom, Macy's, Dillard's. That's it. That's in the department store group. You know, you could conceivably say in this day and age, Walmart and Target could be part of that. But no, they're more counted as discount stores. Okay, fair enough. Doesn't matter. Even though they carry all the same stuff, right? Clothing, even groceries, kitchenware, furniture, everything. Anyway, I digress. So these are the ones that are in the department store group. Now, I want to go over to a weekly chart on this one. This one takes us back to 2013. You know, department stores are really, by and large, not coming back. It's essentially a concept that's in some ways outlived its usefulness. But for today, they're bouncing back. So, okay, we're seeing that. A lot more oil and gas, banks, you know, again, that's revenue from lending. So that's seen to be going up. That's promising as well. You know, let's do this. I should have started with this, but I didn't, and that's okay. We're going to go over and look at a little bit of the broader market right now. Here's a weekly chart of the Nasdaq Composite, and you do see that right in here where you had an increase in recent weeks in some of the COVID cases, where you had uncertainty around the election. You did have, not technically what CanSlim, Investors Business Daily, would call a double bottom. Some market technicians call this a double bottom because they don't care if the shakeout, the second shakeout, so you see you had one shakeout, little rally, second shakeout. The second one did not undercut the lows of the first. And ideally, according to some technicians, and this was the method I learned originally many years ago, is you want to see that second shakeout undercut the prior one, just to be sure all those last weak holders are done. So doesn't really technically meet that definition, but again, many technicians do consider this a proper double bottom pattern. Now the other thing is you want to look at the tops, and over here you see it topped out at 12,074. We're looking at the Nasdaq Composite. Over here, topped out at 11,965. So again, didn't quite meet that. And I do realize, look, I worked at IBD for 10 years. Please, CanSlim purists, do not tell me, Kate, you're not supposed to look at this on an index. I know that. But you know what? You can. I don't work at IBD anymore. You can look at it on an index. It does give you valuable information because really 3 out of 4 stocks do tend to move with the market. That's the teaching of CanSlim. Really, what you are looking at in index results is what the big index components are doing, okay? So the stocks that really do make up the indexes in large part. So I just wanted to check and see if there was some information over there, but there wasn't. Okay. So that's what we've got over there on the NASDAQ. So I really just wanted to show you that because I was showing you the industry groups, wanted to show you what the broader market's doing. Again, there's that daily. You had the gap up on Thursday, traded flat Friday. Now this is interesting. Let's go over to a 5-minute chart. The index itself gapped up at the open. And again, you did have the election results were called. The states have not certified it yet, so I want to be careful. We're all learning this language now. The election results were called over the weekend. Probably going to see some lawsuits about that. Market doesn't see any reason why that election result is going to be recalled, nor do I personally. I'm good with what the market is seeing in terms of that, okay? And you're seeing it it closed that gap, or at least appears to have. So Friday, we closed at 11,895, and over here as of now, we're at 11,916. So almost very close to closing that gap. But that's okay. That's okay. We're still seeing strong market action today on the certainty about the election results, on Pfizer's news about a vaccine, what that could mean for the broader market. There are some other things. I mean, that's why I was kind of looking at some specific industry groups here. Obviously, anything having to do with leisure and lodging. Yeah, again, the hotels, I showed you that. Let's see here. There's one that's in the consumer industry. Let me just bear with me a second here. Consumer, no, not there yet. Consumer product specialty. That's the one I wanted to show you. So this is the one that has a number of the cannabis stocks are in here. It's, yeah, you got a lot of the cannabis stocks in this one. And what you saw here on this news, let's go over to a 5-minute chart where I talk about that. Okay, we're not going to get that on an industry group chart. What we're seeing over here were some of the states legalizing marijuana. We had Arizona, New Jersey, and some of the more even conservative states were legalizing medical marijuana. High time. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know. I had to do it. Had to go all dad joke corny on that one. High time that happened. Yeah, so that's what we're seeing, and that I wanted to show you. That's the industry group. Now, over the long haul, this group has not met its promise. I know people really thought that a lot of the marijuana stocks were bound to take off. They never really did in the way people thought. Although this is very interesting, they too have been rallying, not so strongly as many other groups, but being brought along by the broader market. Let's see here. There's a couple of companies we can take a look at specifically. There's Tilray. Another one of these Canadian companies went public not too long ago, back in 2018. So still relatively new because it's within 3 years. So it will be interesting to see if these get a little more traction now with the new administration. I think these are really a play on what you saw happen with voters in the U.S. and optimism about the new administration. All right, that is what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the videos, and hit that alert bell so you will know every time a new video is released. Thanks again.